Better get her to the cabin.
The cabin? We got enough trouble dodging cattle guards. We don't need no more.
Can't leave a woman to die, O'Leary. Trouble or not.
If we hadn't come along, she'd have died.
Well, we come along.
What does she mean to us, Jace? We never seen her before. She's a stranger.
Told you I ain't a woman killer.
But I say we can't take her. If we get slowed up now...
You so worried about them guards? Ride on. I'll follow quick as I can.
You better make sure she's still alive.
She's alive.
Found her at a stage wreck, about 5 miles down the gulch.
Friend?
Never seen her before.
I thought you and Fleet were getting cattle.
We got 'em. 4 cows and 2 calves. We left them at Snake Canyon till we can change the brands.
Snake Canyon?
Couldn't drive them no further. A couple of herd guards spotted us.
And you took time to drag her? That don't make sense.
Tell Fleet that.
That bruise ain't so bad. I think she's coming around.
Maybe she's hurt inside.
Oh, I don't think so. She, looks kind of like Hessie, don't she?
Not to me.
Well, I don't mean her skin, color of her hair, nothing like that, but the way her face is. Don't you see it? Kind of strong-like, but soft, too, and gentle. Hessie's face was like that.
Well, she ain't Hessie. From what's left of her clothes, she's a high-flown lady. Probably kin to the same kind of men what killed Hessie.
Maybe. But we still couldn't leave her to die.
What happens if she lives? She'll be able to tell all about this place, what it looks like, maybe even where it's hid. Now, what are we going to do with her? We can't let her go.
Maybe she won't want to go.
You're a fool, Jace. A fool.
Easy. Easy now. Easy. Easy. You're all right now. You're all right. safe. I'm gonna take care of you, understand? Jason will take good care of you.
Jason, take it.
Food's ready, Jace.
Huh? Oh, they're right there. Hey, old Larry, remember this? Give it to Hessie on our 10th wedding anniversary. Sent clear to New York for it.
I remember.
She was in the corral when I brought it home, working the stallion. Didn't even wait to change clothes, put it right on. She sure was a picture. Prancing around in boots and a velvet bonnet.
I thought you was going to get rid of all them things.
Ain't had time yet. Here's a present that Hessie gave to me first year we was married. It's a poem by that O'Reilly fella she liked so much. She copied it out of a book. Said it told how she felt better than she could. It says, the red rose whispers of passion. The white rose breathes of love. The red rose is a falcon. The white rose is a dove. Of course, I can't read it like she could. Sounded like music then.
Looking back all the time is no good, Jace. It just makes things worse.
I was looking back, just trying to find something for her. She's gonna need clothes, you know. Hers is pretty tore up. Anyhow, what's so good about looking ahead?
Yeah? Maybe it ain't so good, Jace. But it's alive. And that ain't. Not no more. Not for over 3 years. Fleet is mooning over that trunk again. Him and Hessie was mighty close.
Too close, maybe. What do you mean? Take today. Them herd guards. Before he started mooning around, Jason never got spotted. The law didn't even know what he looked like. Now they got posters out on all of us.
Well, there was always posters on you, Charlie. From here to Missouri.
That high-tone woman's another thing. Her kin will have a reward on her for sure. The law will be looking for her as well as us.
Well, that's my lookout.
They find us, yours ain't the only neck that gets stretched.
They've been nosing this gulch ever since I started rustling. They ain't found nothing yet.
High-tone woman's got a way of sharpening a man's eyesight.
I'll judge that, too.
Jason! Jason!
Here.
Jason!
Here.
Oh.
Here.
Oh, you are real. Oh, I thought I was dreaming.
Oh, I'm real all right. You're safe, just like I said.
Say, oh, it doesn't seem... Oh! Oh!
Head hurt?
Uh,
Now, you just lay still.
uh,
Oh, you got a pretty bad knock. Drink this. It'll make you feel better.
No, no.
Come on, headache syrup.
Oh. How long have I been lying here?
Well, Leary and me found you this morning on the ground near the stage. You was thrown out when it crashed.
Was there anybody else?
Didn't see nobody.
Oh.
What is it?
Well, ever since I woke up, before I called you, I've been trying to remember what happened before the accident. And I can't. All I remember is falling. Not where I came from or where I was going, but just falling.
You mean you can't remember nothing? Nothing at all?
Nothing. Not even my name.
Your name's Hesper. Hesper Fleet.
Hesper.
You're my wife.
There's no doubt about it. These are her things, all right.
I made this for her myself.
Fred, I don't understand it. They found the driver's body. How could she just disappear?
She could have walked away, gone for help, and gotten lost. That mountain country around Volcano can be pretty tricky if you're not familiar with it.
Weren't there any tracks?
It was a cloudburst. Right after the accident, everything could have been washed away. I'm sorry.
I just can't believe that she's dead.
Neither do I. We can reach Volcano in a couple of days. Let's go.
You take care of things here till Nick gets back from El Paso.
Wait a minute. You can't get through to Volcano.
What do you mean?
Nobody's going up there. The storm broke out a dam 2 miles south of town. You'd have to swim, and even then the Army'd stop you.
What do you expect us to do, Fred? Just sit here and wait?
Use your head, Jared. Now, look, I know how you feel, but nobody can do anything until that water goes down.
Come in. Good morning, Jason.
Morning. Ah, you're looking mighty fine. How's it feel being up?
Wonderful. I'm as good as... Ooh.
Hey, easy.
Well, almost as good as new.
Maybe you better go back to bed for a while.
Oh, no, please. I know it's only been a few days, but I feel as though I've been there forever. Please, I couldn't stand it another minute.
Let me help. They feel comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
You always favored boots over slippers.
I wouldn't even have known they were mine. Hesper. Hesper.
Hesper Fleet.
Hesper Fleet. It's like looking at a shadow.
It'll come back to you in time. Everything.
Is this mine, too?
Carved it for you myself. Here. Smell it.
Pine bristles.
Go ahead. Use it. It shines so. He always said there was nothing like pine bristles for polishing a woman's hair.
Did I? Oh, I wish I could remember. It's all so strange.
Sure, it's strange. You had a bad shock. Now I'll tell you about everything, a little at a time, until you remember all of it. And until you do remember, and I ain't a stranger no more, this room's yours, understand? Just yours. I wouldn't advise squeezing that trigger.
Just thinking.
How about you?
I'm thinking you're a fool trying to make her believe she's Hesse.
She already does believe it.
Maybe. But it ain't stopped her puzzling.
Ain't gonna stop her from asking questions neither. What are you gonna tell her when she asks us what we do for a living?
The truth. Figure it'll save a lot of trouble in the long run. That way she'll understand why she can't ride out much or go to town. Won't have to watch her all the time, like she's a prisoner.
Maybe she won't take to being a rustler's wife.
Or she's concerned, it ain't a question of taking. She already is. Supper.
Maybe he's right. Maybe it will save trouble. As long as he don't start thinking she's Hesse.
Still wondering, Hesse?
I'm always wondering. Jason, maybe if I went back there to the wreck and looked at it, would you take me there?
Take you? Well, sure, a few weeks.
No, now, today.
Long way. Hard riding.
Well, I don't care about that. Don't you understand I've got to stop wondering? I've just got to. Otherwise, we'll always be strangers.
All right, I'll take you. Mean anything to you?
No. Why was I on the stagecoach, Jason?
Well, you was coming back from Amador City.
Amador City?
Yeah, supposed to be a real good lawyer there. You went to see him about trying to get our ranch back. Hey, a few years back, you and me and O'Leary owned all this land. Had the biggest spread hereabouts. Well, the gold hunters come and took it away from us.
I don't understand.
Squatting all over the place, digging, killing the stock, fouling the water.
But the law, surely the
Well,
law...
this land is part of an old Spanish grant. The law wouldn't recognize our rights to it. So at first, O'Leary and me fought back, gun to gun. But there was too many of them, and they burned us out. All except that old place we're living in now. Couldn't find that.
And so we lost everything. And I can't even help share the memory.
You're here. That helps.
We might as well go. Nothing even looks familiar. Oh, Chase, wait. Jason, was this mine? Was I wearing it?
Well, not as I knowed.
Oh. But didn't you... I thought you said nobody else was on the stagecoach.
There wasn't. Or at least not that we saw. Why? Them pictures look familiar to you?
No, never seen them before.
Give it up, Fleet.
Quick, get behind the coach.
Jason, Jason. Wait, no, wait.
Put away your gun, Fleet. You haven't got a chance.
It's gonna be all right, Jason.
Yeah, them herd guards usually can't shoot straight enough to do no real damage.
Herd guards.
Or deputies. Can't tell from here. Could be either one.
Well, what do they want? Why are they shooting?
Burning us out didn't change nothing, Hesse. O'Leary and me figure this land is still ours. And everything on it, including the cattle. So, we've been taking them back, a few at a time. Well, we change the brands and sell them out of stake, that's all.
But that's rustling.
Can't steal what's already yours, Hesse. Well, I knew it'd come as a shock. You never did like it much. Can't hold them off much longer. Gonna have to make a run for the horses.
But you can't, not with your leg.
There's no other way. Now, whatever happens, you stay here undercover.
No, I'm going with you. You'll need help.
What you risking yourself, Hesse? It's me they're after. Being a man's wife ain't no crime.
Do you think you can mount?
Sure.
All right. Don't you start till I draw their fire.
Hesse! Hey!
I thought you were resting.
No need. Ever since you put that salve on, leg's feeling much better. I'm sorry I had to go against the law to save me, Hesse. I know you didn't like it much.
I couldn't let them kill you, Jason.
Oh, I made you a little present. Kind of cheer you up a little bit. Carved it to match the brush.
Oh, that's the loveliest comb I've ever seen. Thank you.
I know it's hard to see the truth from just being told the past, Hesse. Now, believing in somebody's like, well, it's like carving. Comes a little at a time. I'm just asking you not to judge me too harsh while you're deciding, that's all.
Is cattle rustling the only way? Isn't there some other...
No, not for now, Hesse. Believe me that much. Looks like they've been riding pretty hard. You mind fixing some coffee? Expected you back a couple of hours ago. What happened?
We was lucky to get back at all. Them cattle guards set the sheriff from Volcano on your trail. Him and the deputies are crawling all over the gulch.
They find this place, we'll have her to thank.
How do you figure that?
It was on account of her that you went back to that wreck. Charlie's right. She's nothing but trouble, Jace. We got to get rid of her.
Get rid of her? What do you mean?
But we don't have to hurt her none. Just blindfold her. Then set the horse loose someplace where they'll be sure to find her.
We turn her loose, she's liable to bring him back here. Better they find her body like they should have in the first place.
You touch her, I'll drill you right between the eyes.
Now, it's plain somebody's got to die.
I don't care who Hessie was or what they called her. She's one of us now. She proved it by saving my life. And she's gonna stay one of us.
Cold water. I thought you might like some.
Thanks.
Sewer drippings?
Keeps the leather from cracking.
Well, you'll be needing more. I'll start saving it for you.
Now, don't trouble. I run out, I'll get my own.
Have you always disliked me so much?
What?
Well, Jason says we've been friends for years, but that's not true, is it?
Sure it is.
No, you're Jason's friend, not mine. Why?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you always seem to avoid me whenever I'm around. You never speak directly to me, not really. Not even to say, pass the coffee.
Well, I don't mean no harm. I just ain't talking, that's all.
Was I different before the accident? Is that it?
Different? What do you mean?
Oh, I suppose I look the same, but people are feelings and memories. How did I feel about things? Was I happy? Was I sad?
Well, ask Jace. He recollects better than me.
No, better perhaps, but that's not the same thing. Don't you see, O'Leary? I've got to remember. Otherwise, I'll never find myself again.
Well, you was gay, mostly. The laughingest woman I ever seen. Rain or shine, you always saw things bright. Or made a chuckle out of them.
Well, then we must have had some good times together.
Oh, we had some fine times. Especially before we lost the ranch. Some real fine times. You know, you was not only the best cook around, but you could shoot. And sit a horse better than any man, including Jace and me. You know, once you even beat us in a greased pig contest. Now, Jace and me, we couldn't catch a pig, let alone hold on to it. And you didn't do no catching, oh, no. You just plopped yourself on the ground, see, and stuck a carrot in your ear. And when that old pig come up to sniff it, you grabbed him. I tell you, Hessie was a woman, all right. And she died. Oh, I don't mean anything by there. It's just, well, the accident did change you some.
I promise you one thing, O'Leary. If I never remember anything, I'll try to be Hessie again. in every way.
Weakness gang, all right. Spread out.
Hesse, bring on! Go ahead. All right, Hesse, go ahead. Come on, come on. Come on!
Thought we had fleet this time. Was that the woman you saw him with?
Yeah. You recognize her, Sheriff?
No. But I will if I see her again. Come on. Let's get out of here.
I'm as hungry as a she-wolf with 6 pups. I didn't expect to spend the night under a tree.
No, we ain't heading back till I'm sure we wasn't followed. So quit belly aching. Keep your eyes open. I'll take over at midnight.
I'll be finished with this in a minute.
You can darn a shirt and brand a steer in the same day. I'd say I'm a pretty lucky man.
Jason, I've been thinking about that brand on the cattle today. It seems so familiar.
Well, that's no surprise. We get cattle from all over. Might have been quite a few carrying that brand.
But I've been remembering other things, too. A big house with white pillars. Now, do we know anybody who lives in a place like that?
Nobody. You're just imagining things, Hesse.
Well, I guess I am. But it seems so real. It seems... Oh.
Headache again?
It's been coming and going most of the afternoon. Yeah. It's all right now.
No wonder you got a headache. You're working yourself to death. Now, come on, come on. You've got to get some rest. Good night, Hesse.
Good night, Jason.
We'll backtrack to the bottom of the gulch. Make sure our trail's covered before we head for the cabin.
Right.
It ain't likely anybody will pass this way. Well, I'll feel a lot easier if you have this.
I feel so much better. I wish you'd let me go with you.
Oh, it's gonna be hard riding. You're better off here, resting. We'll be back in a couple of hours.
Just a minute. I didn't think you'd have the nerve to come waltzing into town in broad daylight.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just came to town to send a telegram.
You just come along with me. You're going to answer a few questions.
What questions?
About your friend, Jason Fleet.
Jason Fleet? I don't know anybody by that name. You've made a mistake.
You made the mistake thinking you wouldn't be recognized. You're under arrest for cattle rustling.
She's been caught. She didn't even have a chance to use the rifle.
Ain't no sign of struggle.
Well, they probably sneaked up on her just like they did us yesterday.
Then how do you account for just one set of tracks leaving here?
I'm telling you, Hesse wouldn't leave like that. The law's got her, and I'm telling you something else for the last time.
Jays. Hesse was beat to death because she wouldn't say where you was hiding. Now, calling another woman her name ain't going to change that. You got to face it. You got to, Jace.
Where you going?
I'm going after her.
Well, them tracks will take you right to Volcano Road. You want to meet up with the sheriff?
Yep, he's got Hesse.
I rode with you a long time, Jace. As long as it made sense everywhere. But this don't make sense. Now, you do what you want to. We're going back to the cabin.
It's your choice. I lost Hesse once. I ain't gonna lose her again.
Sheriff, I don't know how many times I have to tell you I am Victoria Barkley. I was in a stagecoach wreck.
Of course. And where you been since? The last 3 weeks.
All I remember is the stage starting to fall. Nothing until I found myself in the mesquite grove today with a locket my son Jared gave me for Christmas. Now, Sheriff, you have got to believe me.
I'd like to. But I'd deserve to be locked up right alongside of you if I went for that story.
It's no story.
I saw you branding stolen cattle with Fleet yesterday as clear as I see you now. I've got 2 witnesses to back me up.
But if I did do that, why would I ride into town today?
We've been making things pretty hot for Fleet lately. I figure he's hard up for supplies. He sent you after him because he figured a woman would draw less attention.
Sheriff, I've never been in Volcano before in my whole life.
Look here. I don't know what Fleet means to you, but he's cost the ranchers around here a lot of money. They're mad enough to break in here and string you up, woman or not. So for your own sake, you better tell me where that hideout is.
I wish I could, Sheriff. I wish I could. Because I have a feeling. I have a feeling that something very important happened to me during those weeks.
Essie. Essie. Over at the window.
What is it? Who do you want?
I figured the sheriff had you. Come on out as quick as you can. I got horses in the alley.
He called me Hessie.
What is it, ma'am?
I don't know. But I think I'm beginning to remember things.
The hideout?
Maybe.
Where?
I think I can take you there.
We'll ride out at daylight.
I think it's around there.
You sure?
Yes. Gully.
How much further?
I don't know. All I remember is the house. Let's go.
I told you she'd bring the law on us.
She can't help it. They forced her. I tell you, she was jailed. I talked to her myself.
Well, she ain't jailed now. She ain't even handcuffed.
Well, they still got quite a ways to come. Maybe they'll turn back.
They're coming in range.
It's Fleet!
No, don't! Jason! I didn't want it to happen this way. But I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember until I saw you.
You did right. Had to happen this way. Couldn't have done nothing else. I'm glad you was Hesse. It was just for a little.
So am I, Jason.
I saw your light on, so I came to say goodnight. It's wonderful to have you home.
It's wonderful to be home.
What a lovely brush. Is that hand-carved?
Mm-hmm. Pine bristles. And they say there's nothing like them to make your hair shine.
What are you thinking?
You know, it's difficult to believe there's a stranger inside you. That under other circumstances you might have lived, well, a different kind of life.
I think there's a stranger inside of everyone. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. I hear there's at least one horse thief in the best of families.
You know, I just decided something. I just decided that there's no bigger waste of man-hours than chasing down a spooked herd. You know what I think? I'll tell you what I think. I think them stinking Murphy boys are the one that scattered them. You don't want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because they happen to know we're in the middle of a roundup, and they're just mean enough to spook them out on us.
That's what you think, huh?
That is what I think. I also think I ought to go over there and bash a couple of Murphy heads together.
Well, you're getting so heated up, I think you ought to do that.
I just might do that. You want to come along?
No, thanks.
Well, I'll go alone then.
You know, Nick, sometimes you get so brave, you scare me.
Yeah, well, now what are you staring at?
I wonder what those buzzards are staring at.
Well, there's one way to find out, isn't there?
I know. Let's go look.
All right, come on, get.
Easy, Nick.
Sorry, Nick. I know that's painful. Here now. Drink this. Now, lie back. Go twist around. Best to leave those scratches uncovered. All right, Nick?
Good night, Nick.
Well, you've been talking about having a vacation. Here you are. You can sleep all day and have your meals served to you in bed. I'll get you a bell and you can ring it when you're hungry.
What?
I've been trying to tell you how lucky you are. Nick? Are you all right?
Fine. Fine.
Sure you are.
How is he?
Well, he's got 3 broken ribs and some nasty lacerations on his legs and chest.
That cat did quite a job on him.
Quite a job. Knowing Nick, however, he'll probably decide the whole thing was nothing at all and be trying to kick up his heels in a day or two. But don't let him. Keep him in bed for 3 days at least. Then slowly let him get up and move around. He'll be all right if you don't let him push it.
Doctor, he seems so strange.
Yes, what is it? He looks at you, but it's as if he isn't seeing you.
Well, that's only natural. He's still in a state of shock. He'll pull out of it all right. I'll look in on him tomorrow. Maybe around lunchtime, if you still have some of that pickled goose at the cooler.
You've just gotten yourself an invitation.
Good. In the meantime, Victoria, get yourself some sleep. Good night.
Thank you.
Nah, don't you worry. Doc's right. If I know Nick, he'll be up and around in no time.
Well, I'll never complain about his hollering around the house again.
Now, be careful. In a day or two, you might have to eat those words.
Come on, let's get some sleep.
You're right.
Must have been dreaming.
You raised me about a foot off the floor.
Sorry. Sorry.
Can I get you anything?
No. You go back to bed. I'll be fine. Go on back to bed. It's okay.
You rest easy here.
Well, look at him. I'd say he's practically ready for a foot race.
A short walk to the breakfast table will do for today.
He might be a little stiff on the outside, but his belly must be working all right.
Empty sack won't stand up, you know. Spoken like a true Barkley. Take more than a little old pussycat to keep Nick down, huh?
Personally, I think he's too tough and stringy. Cat's probably got indigestion.
Well, if that cat does have indigestion, I think the best thing we can do is put him out of his misery. Tanner should be here today. Who's Tanner? Professional hunter. I wired him yesterday.
Why?
That cat hit another steer yesterday, Nick.
Oh, that's no reason to call in a professional hunter.
Well, we're short-handed on the roundup now. We can't spare anyone.
Planning on getting that cat myself.
Oh, Nick, you can't be serious.
Nick, you get up on a horse and you'll shove those busted ribs right through your lungs.
It's not likely.
Besides, I'm only bossing that roundup so as you can rest.
That's fine. You can boss the roundup. I'm going to get that cat.
Sorry, Nick, you can't have him. Mr. Tanner? My name is Jared Barkley. They told me at your hotel I'd find you here. If you don't mind, I'd like to have a little talk.
Mr. Barkley, I paid very good money for this private performance. So why don't you drink your wine and enjoy it, hmm?
Thank you very much. But if you don't mind, I would like to get right down to business.
I never mix business with pleasure, Mr. Barkley. And this is my pleasure.
Tell me, Mr. Tanner, how much longer does this performance last?
Another 2 hours.
Well, if you don't mind, I have some other things I'd like to take care of, so maybe you could meet me in my office after this is over with.
Relax, Mr. Barkley. Culture is good for the soul. You'll just try a little of this rice wine. I'll explain to you what's going on. That girl has just found a beautiful jade bracelet and is caught in the dilemma of whether to find the owner or keep it. What she does not know is the bracelet was left outside her door by a handsome young suitor. She couldn't accept an outright gift from him, so he has chosen this subterfuge to get it into her hands. She cannot resist it. And the young man, of course, can now announce that it is his gift. You see the subtlety of the Oriental mind, Mr. Barkley.
Oh, yes, perfectly.
Good.
Jared tells me you're quite a fan of the Chinese theater.
Well, I enjoy in life what I can afford. Good wine, good art, good people.
You hardly seem like a professional hunter.
Well, hunting is my business. Living is my pleasure.
Well, you come highly recommended.
And you are even more gracious and lovely than I've been told.
Oh, Mr. Dana, you are a charming liar.
I would be if I had to, Mrs. Barkley. But in this case, lying is totally unnecessary.
Mr. Tanner, just when is it you plan to get started?
Before dawn.
Good. If you'll excuse me, I'm off to Sacramento in the morning, so I have to turn in early. Good night, Mother. See you at breakfast, Nick.
And I think it's about time for you to turn in, Nick.
I want to say something first.
Oh?
I'm going with Tanner tomorrow morning.
Nick.
Mr. Barkley, I think you'd better understand something. You can't come with me. I work alone.
I think you better understand something, Tanner. I was against hiring you in the first place. Now, there's nothing personal in that.
Even if I allowed you to come along, Mr. Barkley, you're in no shape for it.
I'm the best judge of that, don't you think?
Well, there's no point in pursuing this any farther. You hired me to hunt down the cat. That's what I'm going to do. Alone. Good night.
Nick, I thought we settled all this at breakfast. You were going to stay here and rest. Now,
Mother, I'm a fast mender. Probably a medical marvel.
Nick,
now, what do I have to do to convince you? Would you like me to run around the house a couple of times holding my breath? Or maybe you'd like to see me jump the corral fence? Oh, come on, Mother, stop frowning. Look at this smiling face. I'm the picture of health.
Nick, I won't buy it, Nick.
Mother, that cat hit at me, and I'm going to hit back.
Revenge. Oh, for heaven's sake, Nick, that cat is a dumb animal. You're a man with intelligence and reason. You don't need revenge.
It's getting late, and I got to get up pretty early in the morning. I best get some sleep. Good night.
Nick. There's more to it, isn't there?
It's just something I have to do. So. Good night.
do you think you're doing?
Told you last night I'm going with you.
I said you weren't.
Well, here I am, right beside you.
Barkley, that is not an ordinary cat. A man wounded him once, or he wouldn't have attacked. And he'll attack again at the first smell of you.
Take my chances.
Oh, well and good. But there's the matter of me also. I've done this all my life. I know more than most, and that edge keeps me alive.
Well, I'm not about to take away that edge, Tanner.
Well, trying or not you will, you're a cripple and an amateur. I won't risk taking you along.
Well, then you best go back to the ranch and pick up your fee, because I'll go it alone anyway.
All right, Barkley. You want to track Cat? Come on. Tired, Barkley?
Not too tired to realize that you've been traveling in circles for the past hour.
Well, it's only a little over 3 miles back to the ranch. You could make it before noon.
If I was to turn back, but I'm not about to.
Why?
You quit stalling, Tanner. Let's get on with this.
I couldn't keep you from coming along with me. It doesn't mean I have to explain my moves to you.
Uh-huh. Well, the way I got it figured is since that cat's been fired at the last 3 times he's been near the herd, he's probably gone up high and let things cool off a bit.
Well, that's pretty fair figuring, Mr. Barkley. Glad to see you're aware of what's happening.
Well, I was just checking to see that your thinking was correct, Mr. Tanner.
Well, since you're so knowledgeable on the subject, maybe you could tell me what my next move should be.
Well, I'd say since we think that the cat is in this area, it'd be wise to stake out some fresh meat.
Not bad. As soon as I decide the right place to do that, I'll just give it a try.
Ci darem la mano, la mi dirai di sì. Vedi non è lontano, partiam bene mio da qui.
You don't like Mozart, Mr. Barkley?
Well, it's just bad coffee, and I don't like waiting.
First rule of the hunter, Mr. Barkley, learn how to wait it out.
We staked fresh meat out for that cat 2 days ago, and he ain't showed up. I don't think he's anywhere in this area.
Well, I hope that cat isn't as impatient to get to you, Mr. Barkley, as you are to get to him.
devil do you think you're doing?
The cat. Right over in the rocks. The cat.
That cat won't come near this fire, and you know it.
But I tell you, I saw him.
Barkley, the only cat around here is the one in your head.
Still say I didn't see that cat in the camp last night?
Well, since he supposedly was standing on the rocks where he couldn't leave tracks, you'll never know, will you?
You mean you'll never know?
He came down to feed from up there.
Yep. Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Sure, you're in great shape.
But I'm fine.
You're caving in. Now, why don't you sit down before you fall down? His legs hurt.
How bad?
Well, he won't be carrying you for a while. That meadow we came through a ways back, I saw a cabin. I'll take you there. Hello there.
What happened to him?
Well, fate's played a cruel trick on my brave young friend here. His horse took a fall and went lame. He's got a couple of busted ribs. That's so. Yeah, a roof and bed would be most appreciated.
He does look in a bad way.
I only need a couple hours of rest, ma'am. This is my wife, Beth. Howdy.
Tanner is my name. This is Nick Barkley.
Maybe we should ask him in, Tom.
See what you can do for him.
Something wrong?
You, play poker?
Oh, yes. Little. Once in a while. Low stakes, of course.
Yeah.
$20.
Well, now, I think I'll call.
Straight.
Yes, let's see. Now, you have a straight, and I have all hearts. Now, let me think. That's right. A flush beats a straight, doesn't it?
I gotta get some money out back.
Here. Try a little of this, Mr. Barkley.
What is it?
It's a special broth I fixed for
Oh.
you.
No, it's very good, thank you.
Well, you're a generous and sweet angel of mercy, Mrs. Giles.
I'm not really Mrs. Giles.
You're not?
No. Mr. Giles won me from a saloon keeper in a poker game. I just thought you might be interested in knowing that. Now, drink your soup.
Ready?
Now, I'd say we, raise the ante, Mr. Tanner.
You mean play for more money?
It's a general idea.
Well, if you really want to, Mr. Giles.
Jared,
Good evening, Mrs. Barkley.
I didn't hear you ride up. How did everything go in Sacramento?
Once again, I must modestly admit that my brilliance as a barrister saved the Barkley family from total destruction.
Total destruction?
Well, maybe just a minor annoyance. Heath still on roundup?
Mm-hmm.
How's Nick?
He's gone.
What do you mean gone? Gone where?
After the cat.
He went after that cat?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Shortly after you left for Sacramento.
Well, why didn't you try and stop him?
I didn't see him go.
Well, then how do you know he went after the cat?
Because I know.
Well, at least you could have done is send somebody after him.
It wouldn't have done any good. I'm sure he's with Tanner.
The devil has gotten into him anyway. What suddenly is so almighty important about hunting down a cat?
What was so important when you went out to ride lightning during the middle of winter last year?
Well, what's that got to do with this?
He doesn't see the comparison.
Well, that's odd. I see it very clearly. You wanted to break the horse. Instead, the horse broke your leg.
Well,
So at midnight, with your leg in splints, you sneak out of the house and climb on the poor animal's back.
maybe I was just trying to prove that I... And maybe I see the comparison after all.
We'll just have to wait until he gets back. We'll just have to wait.
Beth?
keep staring at me.
Sorry. I keep getting the feeling that maybe we've met before.
We haven't.
I don't usually forget a face.
You never forgot mine. Because you never saw it before. This is my hand, Tanner. This time, I got you beat.
Well, now, Mr. Giles, I've got your money, your horse, your saddle, your cabin.
Bet you 200.
But you haven't got 200.
I'm good for it.
Sorry, Mr. Giles, I never play on credit. However, it wouldn't seem fair not to give you a chance to recoup. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll call your 200 against your wife. If the lady is agreeable.
Well, if you're sure you've got him beat.
All right. All right. 3 aces.
I have 3 queens. And 2 nines.
You stinking. You cheated me.
Mr. Giles, what makes you say that?
You made me think you didn't know much about poker.
Mr. Giles, I never said I didn't know poker. I just didn't say how much. All right, Mr. Giles. Now, even though you are a very poor loser, I'm going to be very kind to you. I'm going to let you go over there and get that horse. Just the horse, because I'm going to keep the saddle. And I'm going to let you ride out of here, all right? All right.
All right.
What's happening?
Well, there he is. Oh, bright-eyed like a hungry fox. Did you sleep well, Mr. Barkley?
What's going on? What was all that fighting about?
The evils of gambling. He was a very poor loser.
Oh, well, we best get moving.
Right you are. But you have got to do one thing first.
What's that?
You have got to put your boots on.
Oh,
well, you kind of like him, don't you?
Yes.
Good. Then, keep him here.
You're leaving him with me?
Mm-hmm. He keeps chasing that cat in his condition, he'll kill himself.
Aren't you going to say goodbye to him?
No, it's best I don't. He can be a little stubborn sometimes. I'll, stop on my way back down the hill. You hear 3 shots, put the skillet on, because I'm going to be hungry. Oh,
Have fun.
I got a berry pie, Melvin.
Where's he going?
After the cat. What are you doing?
Saw a couple of wild horses in the meadow. I'm going to get me one.
But you're not well. And Mr. Tanner said for me to take care of you.
You tell Mr. Tanner that you tried.
When I catch up with him.
Nick.
Well, just what do you plan to do with that?
Mr. Tanner said for me to keep you here.
Berry pie wouldn't work, so you figure the gun will, huh?
It's for your own good.
And you're the judge of what's best for me, huh?
What? But you're not thinking clear on account of you're sick.
Beth, if you're going to use that gun, you best go ahead and do it. Because I'm walking out of here.
I guess my pa was right.
What about?
He always said that I was uglier than a mud fence.
Well, I'd say your father was either half blind or crazy.
I don't hardly remember. Ran off when I was 11. And I've seen a lot of ugly things since.
Beth, I don't know what you've seen, but you've gotten a lot prettier than that mud fence.
Then why you want to leave?
Well, I just have to finish what I started.
Stop on your way back?
Leave it.
Mr. Giles, where did you find that rifle?
They're more than one cabin in these hills.
Pays to know the territory. I suppose you want your money back.
Mostly. I want your hide.
You know that feeling I had about knowing you before? Now I know where I saw your face.
They say a man's memory improves sometimes. Just before he dies.
Stanton, Ted Stanton, and your face was on a wanted poster in Stockton.
You'll recall, I used this on more than one man.
You know the law has thought you dead for a long time.
I was living a quiet life. You took my comforts. Shamed me in front of my woman. I hope you're ready for your comforts.
Put that rifle down. Put down that rifle.
How long were you standing there?
Long enough for him to put a slug in you.
Well, why did you stop him?
That's a very interesting question. It'll take a few seconds to think of a very interesting answer.
Barkley, you're asking for trouble. You know that, don't you? You don't hunt a cat with a spooky horse.
Nothing wrong with this horse.
Oh, sure. Saddle on its back for a couple of weeks, it'll be fine. But right now, you two are strangers.
We'll get acquainted.
There's no time. That cat's pretty close. Now, if you can't control that animal, we could get in trouble.
That's my worry. Let's move out.
You know, Barkley, you're not a coward. That cat's close.
I guess you're right about this horse. I'll tie him off down below.
Now that you've satisfied your soul, you up to filling your belly? I promised that angel of mercy I'd fire 3 shots so she could put the skillet on for us. Jammed. It's jammed.
How long has it been jammed?
I guess we'll never know. Well, I suppose it was meant to be, Nick.
What's that?
It was your cat.
Yeah. It was my cat.